going to use the boneless chicken. I washed it really good with vinegar and a little bit of lemon juice, and make sure that it's nice and clean. Okay, you want to make sure that you do that. To that, I'm going to add some onions, chopped green sweet peppers, tomatoes, scallion, pimento seed, and most definitely a pinch of thyme. Here we have the Jamaican browning. You can't cook brown stew chicken without browning sauce. You just can't. There's no way you could walk around this. You have to have browning to cook your brown stew chicken. A little bit of black pepper. Of course, our Jamaican enhancer. There's no dish in Jamaica that you can cook without your enhancer, so you have to have that. Garlic, any garlic of your choice. This is chopped garlic already done in vinegar sauce, and a little bit of salt. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to add the onions in. Okay, the thyme, the pimento seed, the scallion, okay, tomatoes, and or green sweet pepper. Going to add a flavor enhancer. Okay. Black pepper. Browning, maybe a half a teaspoon, because you don't want to put too much of it in there. It's going to make it too dark. We don't need black stew chicken, we need brown stew chicken. And about, I love garlic in my food, so I'm going to put a teaspoon of garlic in there. And not too much salt, but you have to have salt in there, so just a pinch of salt. So you're just gonna work your seasoning in to the meat. Okay, work it all in there. Okay. See, the browning that I put on it is not too much, so it's not going to be overly dark. We want to get it the right color when you're ready to fry this chicken. So there it is. Season the chicken really nice with all your seasoning. First, we want to make sure that the skillet is very hot. So we add a little bit of oil to that. That's what you want. Make sure that it's nice and hot. That's seasoning off. We don't want to get the seasoning into the pot. Okay, so this is the color that we're looking for with the chicken. It's nice, it's not burned, it's just a nice, beautiful golden brown. As you know earlier, I only put just a little bit of that brown sauce on the chicken. So nice and golden brown, and we're going to do that on both sides. So I finished frying my chicken on both sides. Now what I did after that was take the oil that I used to fry the chicken with, throw that out. However, I'm not going to be using anything else. I'm going to be using the same skillet that I used to fry the chicken, and the reason why all that stuff in the bottom, that's all the flavor that we use to season the chicken, and we want that because we're looking for flavor. And all that good yummy stuff. Okay. We're going to put all that seasoning that we used to marinate the chicken earlier on top of that. Then we're going to add a teaspoon of butter, 1 cup of water, and a little bit of ketchup on top. That's going to kick it up a little flavor there. Can't have brown stew chicken without ketchup. Alright, now we're going to let this come to a simmer. Get the flavors into the right through the chicken through and through. And it's going to be ready within the next like 30 to 35 minutes. Nice and beautiful. This is what we're looking for. With the gravy, it's just right. It's not too thick and it's not too thin. And it's well marinated, really well. The onions, the tomatoes, sweet peppers, it's all marinated with that delicious gravy. This is the peas right here. I chose to use some red pigeon peas or split peas. All I did was I soaked it overnight. And the reason why I soaked it overnight is because it's going to be much easier to cook. I'm not going to put it in the pressure cooker, as that would cook it like really fast, but then it does something to the flavor. So I'm going to do the old-fashioned way, which is soaking it overnight. So that's how it's going to look after you soak it for a couple of hours. As you can see right here, guys, I put on my water before I put my peas in. So it is fully boiled, hot boiling water, and I pour all of my peas into that water. And what happens is it's going to start to cook immediately. Here we have the Jamaican coconut milk. I'm not going to use the old can because it's going to make it too creamy. Depending on how much you're going to serve, then you go. I'm just going to put half of can in there. Okay? And then I'm also going to add a few seeds of pimento seeds in there. And give it a little stir. We're not going to add anything else to this. We're just going to let it boil and cook nice and tender. It's come to a full boil, and as you can see, the peas is nice and tender. And how do you check your peas? You take one up, you squeeze it, it's nice and tender. Okay? Okay. So now we just want to go ahead and add our scallion to that. And or scallion, the thyme and scallion. Okay? And just let that simmer for maybe about 15 minutes, and then I'll come back and add my rice to that. Well, okay guys, now you can see that it's nicely simmered, just the way we want it, with the scallion and the thyme. The pimento seed was already added before, so now it's time to go ahead and put in our rice. And again, I'm using the pour-boil rice, and you could use whatever you want. Okay, so I just go ahead and add it, because this is not starchy, so you could just go ahead and add it from the pot. Otherwise, if I was using white rice, I would have to rinse it a few times before I add it into the rice recipe. So there you go. And also I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of butter. Want to make sure that my fire is turned down. I'm going to turn it down on medium low. You don't want it to burn, we just want it to steam now. I'm going to be using a foil paper over my rice and peas, and the reason why I'm using a foil paper is because it's going to trap that steam in there, and the flavor of the peas and the scallion and the thyme and everything else that's in there. So what you do, you just go ahead and just put the foil paper over it and make sure that it's nice and tight, and then you put the cover, the lid, on top of the oven, and then just, you know, make sure that it's nice and secure. And there you have it. It's on medium high, and we're going to check it within the next 15 to 20 minutes just to make sure that it's okay. Okay, now I'm going to check on the rice and peas. It should be finished by now. Take my foil paper off, and that is exactly what I'm looking for. And as you can see, is just perfect. Okay, so I'm going to be making some fried plantains. It's Jamaican, yellow, ripe, very sweet plantains. I've already had one prepared, and I'm going to show you guys how I got to that point. First, you just want to go ahead and cut the bottom all the way down to the other side, and then you cut the other side. Okay, open it up, and there you have your plantain there. Then what I'm going to do, I want to make an angle, cut them at an angle. So we do it like that. Just cut them in an angle. We don't want to make them too thick. See how the slices are? That's what we want. Not very thick. So okay guys, I'm using a flat skillet to do my plantains. I put in here about 5 ounces of oil, and the reason is when I put my plantains in, I want it to be fully covered frying. Okay, so I go ahead and put my plantains in. Then you're going to fry it on both sides, just like if you were frying chicken. You want to make sure both sides are a nice golden brown. Okay guys, so see, I've already done the first section already, and I'm on the second one, and this is the color that we're looking for, a nice golden brown, nice and soft. Okay, so this is the final touch of the dish. You have the rice and peas, you have your brown stew chicken, and your fried yellow sweet plantains, Jamaican style. Enjoy!